Chat, it's been a few days, and we've got more roster changes for you all. We've been waiting, trying to let these pile up a little bit, but they keep flying in. So we're going to be talking about some RLCS rosters today. First and foremost, before anybody does it, as you saw in chat, Snipers types !RLCS rosters. That is your best friend for trying to stay up to date on all these things. If you guys go to that document, and I will be updating this at the end of this video, you can see all the rosters, whether they're confirmed or otherwise. You also have rumors and stuff on the bottom down here. And then I will track this throughout the season. So every trade window, all that kind of stuff, I'll update this. I'll keep you guys up to date. And you'll be able to see your favorite teams and the evolution of them. We will fill this out more and more as time progresses. But with that said, first things first, we got to talk about some of the rumors from last week and jumping into the new week. The first one, in regards to Team Vitality. Team Vitality has been rumored to do a bunch of different things, as you guys have heard lately, and trying to figure out what's going on. Fairy Peak no longer with the team. Is it going to be Alpha with Redosin and a new third? Is it going to be Aztral? Is it going to be this and that? And apparently, according to the guys at Shift, if you guys don't know JaySki, not only is he a very talented editor and graphics boy and all this kind of stuff, does stuff for the Golden Knights, but he's also in partnership with Shift. Both him and Achilles had a lot to say about the scenario when it came to Vitality. First one was that Vitality actually reached out to Joreuz, and the offer, to my knowledge, was like extremely low. Like, it was a smack in the face and like disrespectful. Because it was so low, Joreuz was like, nah. Vitality also tried to ask for Aztral and Joreuz, and because of the complications and not being able to solid offer, not being able to like come in with a like actual firm, like, hey, we're gonna take this seriously, we're gonna send you a bunch of money, we're gonna make sure that you don't want to go anywhere else. And instead of getting one or the other, they get neither. They don't get either player. So Vitality looking like they're in the bin right now. Again, this isn't official. We won't know the details until they officially sign, but some insight on the behind-the-scenes stuff going on with Vitality. Aztral was planning on going there. No longer the case. It looks like Aztral is supposed to be joining Moist. To my knowledge, it's supposed to be Aztral over to Moist, replacing Vatira. Rumors right now, nothing official. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, both JaySki and Achilles, co-founders of Shift, talking about it, saying Joreuz had an offer from Vitality, but he declined. And I think it was due to monetary reasons. So that all went down. Up next as well, Joreuz, Archie, and Oaly set to be forming a team. Also rumored, not official. There is supposed to be the thing that is happening here, that these three are supposed to be joining forces and making a new team. I've heard rumors that this team was potentially going to be in North America. Due to visa issues and stuff like that, I don't think it's going to be the case. But from what I heard, this team was supposed to go compete in North America. Not sure if that's true or not, but due to, again, visa circumstances, trying to make sure that they have an organization, the ability to support, all that kind of stuff, I don't think it's going to happen. But one of the rumors, we finally have details on what is happening to all of the players from previous endpoint, even Archie, who was on loan. Archie, Joreuz, and Oaly potential. But we did know that these two were supposedly teaming up. Oaly, another player that has a lot of Aztral tendencies in the sense of play style, that could make for a really fun trio. This team has a lot of potential. It's been getting a lot of love as well from others. If you guys didn't watch, Mew, the coach from BDS, has been doing a lot of really cool content, just providing insight about stuff, and talked about like the top 5 teams in Europe potentially, and had some fun ones to list. I'll try to link that in the conversation down below, but make sure you guys go check that out. He's been doing a lot of really cool stuff. Probably one of the bigger roster changes as well during the offseason. This is a confirmation. Virtuoso, former event point as well, Demo Boy, has tried to change up the playstyle quite a bit. Has joined forces with Realize from Japan and Kami from the OCE region, specifically New Zealand. Homie, Kami, Realize, and Virtuoso going to be playing in APAC, and not APAC North, but just APAC, because those regions are now one. So Virtuoso, Realize, and Kami teaming together. You've got 3 players from 3 different regions all teaming up. That's absolutely insane. That's such a cool concept. I had a cheeky little tweet saying, you know, everybody out here teasing region rumors with the apparently Jack and Nolly thing and everything else going on that Rapid decided to go and leak. But to take 3 players from 3 different regions, that's a different level of crazy. So you want to talk about putting some eyes and shedding some light on the APAC region? That's the way to do it. Hopefully they find an organization, some support, but these 3 players are going to have to move to the APAC region. I think they're going to Korea. I think they're going to South Korea. I'm pretty sure that was the plan. I could be wrong on that. I would have to get more details, but I heard South Korea is where they're going to be doing it. So we'll have to wait and see. But pretty crazy stuff from the boys. That one's actually pretty massive. Up next, the former Misfits team now going back to Monkeys because Misfits no longer involved. Arju and Metane are sticking together, and they're going to be bringing in Smokes. Smokes, 18-year-old player. If you guys don't know Smokes' background, we can do a quick little search. If you guys want to know how I find this information as quickly as I do, most of the time it's just on Wikipedia. You search the player's name. You make sure that they're actually from the same region because there's a bunch of players with the same names. And you look at history. You used to play with Stoinkers, Ocean Dwellers, Odyssey, Must Do Flick. Must Do Fluck is probably the one I actually know him from the most. But a lot of different teams over the course of 2022. So hopefully finding a team that sticks. Should be interesting to see how that one plays. But rounding out the roster, before this was Cash, if you guys remember, Bluey, a bunch of different iterations. Andy the Mandy's still staying the coach. So we'll be interested to see on how this one plays out. But this was a team that had a lot of potential. Both them and Heroic in the fall split were like within grasp of going to the major and then just could not clutch up at the end. That was the biggest issue with this team is they just could not clutch. If you talk about Jorby and the Misfits fan club, you want to talk about pain. So close, down every single time. So maybe Smokes has the ice. We'll have to wait and see. Up next, something that is something to keep your eye on and also relates to rosters is Rocket League esports.gg. So RLE.gg is something that people need to keep their eye on for a couple reasons. Number one, they're doing a $12,000 tournament. And people are like, Lawler, this is a roster video. Why the heck are we talking about a tournament? Because the tournament that they're announcing is called the RLEGG Roster Royale. And the whole purpose of this tournament is to make sure that they showcase some of the new rosters going into the next season are before the trade window happens. There is a lot on here, and we're going to scroll through these pretty quickly. The big one of the teams called Meow Meow is Turbopulsa and Team. We don't know what the teammates are, but Turbopulsa is one of the teams. You can also check out the Liquipedia page that they have, and it has all 16 teams. I'm going to show it this way because it's easier, but a couple things to pay and note of. Complexity looks like they are playing with their original roster, not with CRR. Shad is still on the team. FaZe Clan, we've got a missing player. People assuming that it's missed. You've got teams like Meow Meow with, I'll continue. I hope Meow Meow pops off just so the casters have to say Meow Meow. But you got Turbopulsa and two friends. You've got Loco, Beastabonium Delta, and Third. And that's because Stromboli no longer has those two players on it. Stromboli is now Alraz Kinsey and Third. You've got the Peeps, Retals AyyJayy and Third. Space Station, Arsenal and Daniel and Third. Assumably LJ. You've then got the former Oxygen team, Toasty and Gimmick, without LJ, called Pirates on a Boat. What's going on with Oxygen? What's going on with the team? Who's their third? All of these things will be found out on Wednesday of this week. Two ways you can pay attention to it. Number one, you can go to their channel. It's going to be on twitch.tv/AccrueHQ to watch, or on this channel, twitch.tv/Lawler. I have gotten permission from their owner, Daniel, to restream the event. I have been doing some consulting work with them, trying to help them with shaping this tournament, so it should be a good event. It is 16 teams Swiss. There will be 33 best of fives played. I don't know how many they're covering. I think they're going to do just one from each round. I will see and ask them if they would like me to cover other ones on my own channel. If any teams would like me to stream their matches, maybe I can do that. I'll see what I can do. But that's entirely up to a crew. I don't want to take anything from them. But I am allowed to restream their broadcast. So we'll be doing them here, twitch.tv/Lawler. They start at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be late for EU people. They're going to be late tournaments. So I think they're doing 5 matches on Wednesday, and then they'll do 4 matches, I'm pretty sure, or if not, all 7 on Thursday. I don't know the exact schedule of what's going on, but details can be found on Liquipedia. If you go to Liquipedia website, it's right on the right-hand side, ongoing, completed, upcoming. Go to upcoming, this one right here. Make sure you got B tier checked. So that'll be going on. We'll have a lot of insight on those tournaments. Some of the things that are being announced, and that's kind of what this page is showing that Retals and AyyJayy are teaming together. That is now officially confirmed. They are flying under the Peeps name until they have an organization. We don't know who their third is just yet. AyyJayy, after losing as well, he lost in the Turf War NAs tournament and talked more details about it, saying like, hey, they have an org for RLCS. So something to pay attention to next. Peeps, which is AyyJayy Retals third, does have organization, still waiting for finalization. Keep that in mind. But keep an eye on this RLGG. That will be on Wednesday. Wednesday, again, 5 p.m. Eastern. Next, over at OCE, Ground Zero has picked up a new team. They've got Shores, Gaga, and Finn coming together. So new OCE roster trying to make some adjustments. We've got a lot of interesting things happening at OCE now that CJ is no longer playing. Fever going over to Power. You've got Kami leaving the region altogether. Like, there's a lot of crazy things going on over in OCE right now. A lot of things to pay attention. Ground Zero again, one of the mainstays in that region. So we'll have to pay attention. Sanchez, don't laugh at his name just because it means poop. It's fine. Okay. Either way, we'll have to pay attention to what's going on in OCE. I will try to do a full breakdown of every single region, both main regions as well as expansion regions, all in one. When it comes time for the new season. Again, there's a lot of unknowns happening still. Speaking of unknowns, we got more roster rumors right now. Nothing close to being signed as of right now, but according to B Rocket, which is a French like roster information article report place, there is potential that the rumor of Ferry and Shazette are teaming up with Kaydop on Solary. If this is true, that's pretty crazy. We did hear and we knew of rumors of Fairy Peak and Shazette potentially teaming. But if Kaydop does end up getting the boot, whatever organization picks that boy up is going to be very happy. Because doesn't matter on performance, they're going to get numbers on stream. Kaydop is arguably the biggest content creator in Rocket League. And that's like, to me, this is just a team I'm a fan of because of OG reasons. I'm about it. I don't think it's going to be, I don't know how successful it'll be, but like, no matter what, whatever organization picks this up is just like, yeah, content play. Like, this will go well. So if this is true or not, we'll have to wait and see. But that is an interesting one. We'll have to see how it develops. But we did know that these two were potentially going to be teaming up. If Kaydop is the third, that's pretty crazy. So we'll have to. I don't know, man. If I'm Vitality, letting Kaydop go is. I wonder what Kaydop's contract is. That's the way I think about it. Is Kaydop, what's your contract? Because right now Kaydop is probably signed only as a pro, not as a content creator. Also, it shows that Kaydop still wants to compete. If I'm Kaydop, and I have the opportunity, if I'm in Kaydop's shoes, I go, man, I've had a pretty incredible career. My content is absolutely sicko mode right now. I find an organization and I let them bid for me, and I make a ton of money, and I ride that until I can retire. That's what I would do if I was Kaydop. But if he wants to compete, power to him, man. Power to him. If he's still got that competitive itch, send it, man. Send it. Up next, Metsanauris. We were wondering what was going on for the third and final player of the endpoint roster. We found out Relating Wave was going with the Queens team, whatever the heck that name is going to be, with Ixo and Cash. We found out recently that Archie, now rumored with Joreuz. So what is Metsanauris doing? Officially announcing Though and Mike Boy are going to round out the team with Metsanauris. Do not have a team name, do not have a coach, organization, any of that kind of stuff. So they're trying to look out for both a coach and a sub. But either way, this is a team that you can just fall in love with. All these players are absolutely fantastic as people. But this, I think, is going to be a lot of people's favorite team just because of who's on it. So Metsanauris, if you guys do not know, a player who's been playing for a very long time, qualified officially for the first time in Season 3. Season 4, they made their run. They got second place, third place, or third, second, third, I think it was. Whatever his run was with Method Complexity. Dropped down with TSM after winning E-League. Really, really tough results there. And then came back with Endpoint after Eclipse picked them up. They went to every single major despite all the roster changes. A player who is still criminally underrated and does not get enough love. Metsanauris. He's also arguably one of my favorite people in the scene. Boy is a sweetheart, and he's a hard worker. His work ethic is insane. Like, a lot of credit to Metsanauris and the boys. I hope they do well. Whether they will or not, we'll have to wait and see. But I can expect this to be a lot of people's favorite team just because of who's on it. Up next, Shift reporting another rumor, not officially confirmed, but the expected roster of Shopify Rebellion, Memory, Parth, and Two Piece. If you guys didn't see, right now Shopify Rebellion has Jordan listed. Whether that will change or not in time, we will have to wait and see. But the previous roster looking to potentially get rid of Jordan and bring in Two Piece. I do know Two Piece and Chronic have been heavily contested this offseason in North America about potentials to round out rosters. So Two Piece may finally be getting a shot. Parth, I think, was a player that came in and did a lot of really good things for Shopify Rebellion, but just never really found their footing. Memory has always been a player that got underappreciated as a player, and we'll be interested to see on how that one plays out. So Shopify Rebellion potentially changing up their team as well. We'll have to keep eyes on that roster on Wednesday if it ends up changing or not. But again, rumored, not official. We'll have to wait and see. Again, roster lock is on the 26th, so we've still got a week. Up next, Rogue, rumored to be sticking the same. The original rumor came out the day before my birthday, a little over a month ago. Rogue was potentially moving forward without Taroko, talking about Chronic potentially. He didn't sign again with Rogue, but it potentially looks like they are staying the same. Aqua, Gyro, and Taroko. Don't know how I feel about them not making a change if that is the case. Could potentially be that there is no spots or tryouts that went in their favor, and they're just like, you know what? We still want to compete under an org. This is our best chance that we have. So Rogue has had some moments. They've had some times where they do punch in, and they're like, oh, shoot, okay, they could make a run, and then they fall short. So I have some concerns about this. I have some concerns in particular about Rogue and what they're doing and what their approach is. Also surprised that, you know, tryouts for players like Aqua, Gyro, etc. maybe did or did not happen. I don't know the full details about their roster and what it turned into be, but I think this, if I had to guess, like Square Tool is saying, is I think they wanted to change, but it just tryouts or players becoming unavailable and it didn't work out, so they're sticking together. I would not be surprised that if certain teams with new rosters don't perform well in fall, you will see some swapping with Rogue and those other teams. If I had to guess. We'll have to wait and see, though. Up next, Team Vitality. We talked about them a little bit ago with Kaydop potentially getting the yeet and going with Shawzette and Fairy Peak. So what does that mean for Vitality? They couldn't get Joreuz. They couldn't get Aztral. What's going on? Alpha and Redosin are the two, and Sazin might be the third. The big concern here is with Zen is not eligible when it comes time in February. He will not be able to play until Regional 3 of the second split. That is 5 regionals out of 9 that he won't be able to play for. He doesn't turn 16 until February 20th. And if I did the scheduling correctly, when we did the breakdown, Zen won't be eligible to play until February 20th, which is right after Regional 2. So Regional 3 would be when Zen would have to play. So you're telling me for over half the season, you're playing with these 3, and then when time comes, Zen boots one of you. If that's the case, that's a very scary situation. I don't know what it's going to be. Zen is obviously one of the most sought after players right now. Rightfully so. Very, very talented. But what does that do internally for a team? What does that do for the mentality? What does that do for the players on the roster, knowing that they have to show up, they have to perform, they have to stand out, and if they don't, they could be on the chopping block when Zen becomes eligible. And then you've got to perform the second half of the season. This situation worries me for Vitality. But if they're planning for long-term success, kind of like what Liquid did, who knows? Either way, I am nervous about Vitality. Zen couldn't even be a sub until spring? Correct. No, he can't be a sub until Regional 3 of winter. He's not allowed to be on the roster. And because of that, that means he can't get signed, until spring. He's not allowed to be on the roster because they have to do it during a trade window. Because they can't make a roster change until the trade window, I don't think he's allowed to be on a roster if he's banned. I'd be curious on the rules on this one. I would have to reach out to Psyonix and see the specifics, but if I understand it correctly, you can only make roster changes during trade windows. So that means they would have to do it either he is eligible and they sign him ahead of time or otherwise, right? But because he is banned, if you're banned from the league, that means you cannot be on a roster, whether you are a sub or not. Therefore, if that is the case, then there is a strong chance that he can't play. He can only play 3 regionals. Imagine playing 2/3 of your season and then getting the mark treatment. I don't know how I feel about that. Also, chat is talking about it. Shopify Rebellion. Shopify Rebellion just tweeted it out saying goodbye to Jordan. We are curious. Keep an eye out on this roster. What's going to happen with Jordan? And Shopify Rebellion says goodbye. So the thing we just talked about looking a little bit likely, isn't it, chat? No more Jordan, potentially bringing in 2-piece. How long are we going to have to wait? We'll have to wait and see on what things look like. Also, if you guys want to see the matchups for that tournament, they do have the first matchups listed. So based upon seeding and how things are going, it looks like FaZe is 1st seed, SSG 3rd seed, Peeps 4th seed, Complexity 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, it's all over the place. Also, I'm curious on what the logo is for Meow Meow. I think they just have the wheel. This is a placeholder for Meow Meow. Rogue, yeah, this is Meow Meow. It's a placeholder. Dang it. Wish Meow Meow had a cool logo. So they do have the first rounds for that. So a lot of crazy things going down this week, chat. I will try to do my best to keep you guys up to date. On Friday, most likely, I will do a breakdown of hey, early looks at some of these new rosters, things to pay attention to, all that kind of stuff. So you can look forward to that. But Again, more daily videos, all that kind of stuff coming to you soon. We've also got our big project, Making Moves. I'm trying to release that video before the RLCS season. If you guys don't know, I'm working on a documentary on a favorite player of mine and a person that I think doesn't get enough love in the scene. You might be able to figure that out based upon this video, but we'll be releasing a documentary hopefully before the RLCS seasons to hype up this situation before coming in. So looking forward to releasing that for you all and putting that out. So if you guys want to make sure you don't miss out on that stuff or more news or more information going down in the scene, consider hitting subscribe. We just hit 50,000 subs. Greatly appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Now we're on to 100,000. Trying to get that silver play button, but that is going to do it for me. Appreciate you all. As always, if you enjoy the content, thumbs up, subscribe, notifications. Any questions, comments, concerns down below. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.